In a vibrant school filled with bright lights, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Bright red illuminated one side of the room, while a brilliant blue shone on the opposite end. At the center, bright white lights cast a warm glow over the eager students. The teacher, donning an outfit that was far from a soldier's uniform, took pride in the remarkable efforts of his students as they diligently tackled math push-ups and literature marches throughout the week. As the lesson progressed, the teacher's enthusiasm became palpable. He had envisioned a special reward for his students, an adventure that would transport them to a magical land of colors. "Good news," he exclaimed, his voice ringing with joy. "This Friday will be extraordinary. Though I still have a couple of regular assignments for you, we will also run laps. But alongside that, I want to immerse you in an exploration of new colors." The students erupted in cheers, their faces glowing with anticipation for the exciting journey ahead. When Friday arrived, the classroom transformed into a kaleidoscope of hues. The teacher began by introducing the primary colors of light: red, green, and blue. He engaged his eager listeners, explaining, "One of the colors in our American flag, red, is actually a primary color of light, just like blue. And did you know that white is created by blending red and green light with blue? Together, they form white light, which beautifully represents our red, white, and blue flag." The students listened intently, their eyes widening at the connection between their lessons and the symbols of their country. As the day progressed, the classroom buzzed with excitement, laughter, and a sense of unity. The teacher encouraged his students to visualize colors, to feel the energy of light as they ran laps and marched in sync. By the end of the afternoon, the students departed for the weekend, not only with knowledge, but with a renewed sense of wonder for the colorful world around them. "Have a fantastic weekend," the teacher called out. "Get ready for more adventures in math, literature, and of course, marching to the colors of light." His voice echoed in their hearts, inspiring them for yet another week of discovery. The school's vibrant atmosphere is immediately striking, illuminated with bright red lights on one side, bright blue lights on the other, and bright white lights in the center. This radiant setup sets an energetic tone as students return for another exhilarating week of physical training. Their faces, beaming with excitement, reflect the enthusiasm that fills the air after a morning of engaging activities like math and literature push-ups and running laps. As they tire, the teacher, donned in a sharp soldier's uniform, gathers them for the next adventure in learning. With a bright smile, he announces, "It's time for y'all's new assignment." The inquisitive students exchange glances, eager to participate. "I want y'all to ask me some questions," the teacher prompts enthusiastically. As the hands shoot up, one student breaks the ice by asking, "What do you get when you mix green and blue light?" Well, laughter erupts when the teacher cheerfully replies, "You get the ocean." This playful banter sets a light-hearted tone, and the students feel encouraged to delve deeper into the topic. With another curious student posing the question of how blue and green light relate, the teacher patiently elaborates. When blue and green light mix, they create a color called aqua, which is Latin for water. We often see the ocean as aqua, a beautiful blend of bluish-green shades. Excited murmurs ripple through the class as another student sparks the conversation further, asking about the mixture of red and green light. The teacher, beaming with delight, explains, "Red and green light together make yellow, which is positioned between them in the spectrum." The astonished students lean forward, captivated by the connections being made. As they explore the nuances of light, the teacher introduces the concept of fuchsia, or magenta, a color formed by mixing blue and red light, which intrigues the class. "This unique color doesn't physically exist, yet our brains perceive it," he notes, inviting their imaginations to wander. Finally, to wrap up the vibrant lesson, the teacher proposes a colorful marching activity. Standing tall, the students follow his lead, marching to a cadence as he chants, "Everywhere we go." Their voices echo joyfully in unison. People want to know. The air is filled with laughter and camaraderie as they embrace the day, learning about colors and light while cherishing their playful interactions. The school's vibrant atmosphere is immediately striking, illuminated with bright red lights on one side, bright blue lights on the other, and bright white lights in the center. This radiant setup sets an energetic tone as students return for another exhilarating week of physical training. Their faces, beaming with excitement, reflect the enthusiasm that fills the air after a morning of engaging activities like math and literature push-ups and running laps. As they tire, the teacher, donned in a sharp soldier's uniform, gathers them for the next adventure in learning. With a bright smile, he announces, "It's time for y'all's new assignment." The inquisitive students exchange glances, eager to participate. "I want y'all to ask me some questions," the teacher prompts enthusiastically. As the hands shoot up, one student breaks the ice by asking, "What do you get when you mix green and blue light?" Well, laughter erupts when the teacher cheerfully replies, "You get the ocean!" This playful banter sets a light-hearted tone, and the students feel encouraged to delve deeper into the topic. With another curious student posing the question of how blue and green light relate, the teacher patiently elaborates. When blue and green light mix, they create a color called aqua, which is Latin for water. We often see the ocean as aqua, a beautiful blend of bluish-green shades. Excited murmurs ripple through the class as another student sparks the conversation further, asking about the mixture of red and green light. The teacher, beaming with delight, explains, "Red and green light together make yellow, which is positioned between them in the spectrum." The astonished students lean forward, captivated by the connections being made. As they explore the nuances of light, the teacher introduces the concept of fuchsia, or magenta, a color formed by mixing blue and red light, which intrigues the class. "This unique color doesn't physically exist, yet our brains perceive it," he notes, inviting their imaginations to wander. Finally, to wrap up the vibrant lesson, the teacher proposes a colorful marching activity. Standing tall, the students follow his lead, marching to a cadence as he chants, "Everywhere we go." Their voices echo joyfully in unison. People want to know. The air is filled with laughter and camaraderie as they embrace the day, learning about colors and light while cherishing their playful interactions. In the cool, crisp night, as red, white, and blue lights twinkle gently, a unique boot camp readies itself for another exciting day. This is not just any boot camp. It's an innovative space where children of all ages gather, united by a thirst for knowledge and adventure. The atmosphere crackles with anticipation as the teacher, cloaked in a sharp soldier's uniform, prepares to impart lessons that intertwine fun with learning, breathing life into the rigorous structure of traditional education. As dawn breaks, the serene hallways glisten under soft red lights, guiding the little ones to slumber. The gentle hum of night insects fills the air, creating a backdrop of nature that wraps around the students like a comforting blanket. Outside, bugs buzz amongst the leaves, their songs echoing gently through the quarters, lulling the children into a peaceful sleep. This is their sanctuary, a place that reassures them as they dive into dreams where adventure and creativity know no bounds. Then, with the piercing call of a bugle, morning erupts in vibrant chaos. The rhythmic call dances through the quarters as bright cyan lights illuminate the rooms, urging everyone to rise. The sergeant's spirited shouts fill the air. Wake up, today is a fantastic day." Eagerly, the students leap from their bunks, hearts racing with excitement. They straighten their beds with meticulous care, aligning everything to reflect the colors that surround them. Breakfast beckons as they fuel up for a spirited day, prepared to tackle the delightful fusion of physical training with academic subjects. They march forth, anticipation thrumming in their veins, ready to partake in math push-ups and literature marches, where rhythm meets intellect. The world of colors opens up as they explore vibrant hues in their surroundings, diving into literary references that breathe life into their lessons. The teacher, embodying both authority and creativity, introduces a magical project that promises to stir their imaginations even further. In this boot camp, the blending of military discipline with educational joy fosters an environment of growth and exploration, ensuring that every day is not just another day, but a memorable adventure of learning and discovery. As the day waned and soft murmurs filled the halls, the school enveloped its students in a warm glow. The red and blue lights flanked the corridors, casting an inviting ambiance that encouraged relaxation after a long day. Within the quarters, students settled down, their thoughts swirling around expectations for the evening's project. The fading colors danced from cyan to green and finally to a gentle yellow, wrapping them in a tranquil embrace. Each student engaged in hushed conversations, perhaps pondering the familiar yet enigmatic figure of their teacher, clad in a sharp soldier's uniform, who would undoubtedly have something remarkable to share. This space teemed with an aura of anticipation and camaraderie, creating a perfect backdrop for shared ideas. As the evening meal concluded, the colors shifted abruptly, transitioning from the vibrant yellow to an orange hue that seemed to whisper of the day's end. The green light gently receded, allowing the warm tones to create a comforting atmosphere. The softening red light resonated with the distant sound of taps played by the bugle, a calming reminder of the routine that marked their lives. The sergeant's voice cut through the fading light, assuring the students of the excitement that lay ahead. They closed their eyes, listening to the night sounds blending with the faint stirring of nature as crickets began to serenade the darkness, their calls a backdrop to the expectations of the coming day. Then dreams began to weave through their slumber. One student, caught in a whimsical reverie, envisioned a rising cloud matching the colors of the evening lights. A gentle fog dancing like smoke, rich with imagination. The air shimmered with a tingling sensation, reminiscent of a magical lesson taught by a quirky teacher known as Mr. Turkey. His tales of tiny, minuscule beads unfurled in the student's mind, like grains of sand that sparkled under the moonlight and shifted subtly, smooth and inviting. The night deepened around them, each moment punctuated by the song of cicadas, until suddenly a burst of bright cyan light jolted them awake, what had disrupted the calm. Amid the bewilderment of the students, the promise of a new day filled their hearts, ready to emerge into a world rich with learning as they prepared to embrace their adventures with the same innocence and wonder that colored their dreams. As the morning unfolded, an unexpected burst of cyan light flooded into the students' dormitory, shattering the tranquility of their dreams. Lush visions of a mysterious fog, whispering like soft sand falling through fingers, danced in their minds. A vivid remnant of Mr. Turkey's enchanting lessons, he was no ordinary teacher. He wielded his whimsical charm alongside a rigorous discipline that instilled both respect and curiosity among the young learners. The synchronized call of the bugle rang out, echoing like a siren, promptly waking the students from their slumber and sending them into a flurry of activity, scrambling to tidy their beds and align their thoughts for the day ahead. After the initial rush to straighten their spaces, they lined up, standing tall like soldiers awaiting inspection. Their hearts raced with anticipation. What would today's lesson bring? Once the sergeant gave the green light, they marched into the dining hall, whispers of dreams lingering in the air. Could their nighttime visions be weaving into the narrative Mr. Turkey prepared for them? The sharp sounds of their conversations formed a symphony of wonder and conjecture, with intrigue swirling around the possibility that the teacher might have intentionally planted those dreams, a mysterious connection forged in the night. With all lights in the hall ignited, a vibrant display of red, blue, and white illuminated the students' faces, reflecting the fervor of their morning excitement. The atmosphere buzzed with energy as Mr. Turkey made his grand entrance, radiating enthusiasm as he launched into the daily routine of physical fitness. Today, lessons awaited them outside, where the colors of their world fused seamlessly with the track, a red side, a blue side, and a bright white center. The students felt a surge of glee, knowing they would transform running into learning through mathematics, literature, and vivid explorations of color. The drill sergeant observed from a distance, pride swelling inside as they embraced the essence of education through physical exertion. As the sun climbed higher into the sky, the students began to run, their feet gliding along the track, light bouncing off tiny beads of dew-like sand that seemed to blanket the ground. It was a dreamlike moment, the landscape glowing with brilliance as questions erupted about the nature of the sky, their voices harmonizing in vibrant chorus, affirming the delicate beauty of blue hues. It was as if each step transported them deeper into a world of imagination, where learning was woven with the fabric of adventures yet to come, and Mr. Turkey guided them through wondrous realms, ignited by the light of knowledge. As they trudged along the old track under the brilliant morning sun, the air hummed with excitement. The students, bubbling with energy, found themselves accompanied by none other than Mr. Turkey, a peculiar figure dressed in a lively guise that belied his feathered nature. He wasn't just any turkey. He was the enigmatic mascot of their ever-creative teacher, who sported a sharp drill sergeant's uniform. Together, they embarked on an unforgettable journey, marching through the glowing dawn. The sun sparkled above, its rays illuminating the track with a golden hue that hinted at adventure. A sudden breeze swept through, creating a whimsical fog that danced in the air. This cloud, reminiscent of a bright snowstorm, was no ordinary mist. It consisted of tiny, minuscule bees fluttering about, swayed by the wind's playful caress. The students squinted into the soft fog, their curiosity piqued. It wasn't long before their beloved teacher materialized from within its swirling embrace, exuding authority in his military garb. He looked at Mr. Turkey with a grin and declared, "I'm glad you're here now. I can take over this exploration." And with a twinkle in his beady eyes, Mr. Turkey nodded appreciatively. "Glad I could help? But it's time for me to return to my school now." The students waved and smiled at their feathery friend, their hearts warmed by the whimsical encounter. As he began his departure, a wave of questions washed over the students. "Did you bring Mr. Turkey along last night?" one asked, a gleam of hilarity in their eye. Their teacher chuckled, his laughter bubbling to the surface. "Well, what a surprise." Just then, one keen student launched into an anecdote about a dream he had. "I saw a smoky fog, and it felt like gentle sand was being sprinkled all around me, like a calm, slow sandstorm. It reminded me of a video I watched about a teacher who was a turkey." The words tumbled from his lips, wrapping everyone in imaginative delight. The teacher, unable to contain himself, fell to the ground, laughter echoing around them like music. Even the nearby residents, intrigued by the joyful commotion, couldn't help but join in the merriment, their laughter rising together. Amidst the cheerful hum, an Arapaho Indian, drawn by their contagious joy, came closer. He was the same resident who had forged an unexpected bond with the quirky teacher known for his unique teaching methods. Together they celebrated the joy of creativity and connection, their laughter mingling with the soft buzz of bees and the promise of countless stories yet untold. On that same bright morning, the atmosphere at the school boot camp was lively with camaraderie. Students gathered on the track, its vibrant colors of red and blue flanking a pristine white center, where laughter echoed amid their spirited chatter. Suddenly, their eyes were drawn to an unusual sight. A blue figure trudging earnestly across the property, its round stomach adorned with a dark blue rain cloud. The oddity captured their attention, stirring curiosity and a sense of wonder among them. "Who is that?" one inquisitive student asked, breaking the rhythm of their jubilant conversation. The ambiguity hung in the air, tempting speculation. "I don't know," responded a teacher who happened to be clad in a sharp military uniform that lent authority to his words. The moment seemed almost magical, as the students exchanged theories, captivated by the peculiar figure that resembled a teddy bear, a whimsical thought tumbling forth. They pondered aloud, memories of childhood stories surfacing like bubbles in the air. As they continued marching, a playful banter emerged, painting the scene with vivid colors of imagination. Discussions of their day-to-day lives took a sudden twist as one student mused about the changing clouds overhead, likening it to a slow, soothing sandstorm. Just then, an unexpected turn of events occurred. The blue teddy bear vanished, seemingly swallowed by the school itself, leaving only curious whispers fluttering in the wake of its disappearance. Conversations shifted to a dream one student recounted, invoking chuckles and shared reminiscences, wrapping them in nostalgia. Moments later, the atmosphere grew enriched with the approach of a familiar figure, the Arapaho Indian, who fostered an eclectic bond with a quirky teacher known for his humorous antics. One student recounted his encounter with the blue teddy bear, his description delightfully vivid. The Arapaho immediately recognized the character, drawing laughter and wonder from the group, prompting memories of childhood favorites among them. "Are you thinking of Grumpy Bear?" he asked with knowing amusement. A delightful realization sparked, and one teacher recalled, with shock and nostalgia, his own experiences watching the Care Bears as a child. Just then, the environment escalated with sounds reminiscent of a sergeant's whistle and the continuous wailing of a fire engine, creating a comical, almost chaotic atmosphere. Intrigued, the sergeant inside the school reviewed the security footage that had captured the intriguing incident. "I know who this character is," he exclaimed, fueled by childhood memories. Funshine Bear's arrival at the boot camp was unmistakably joyous yet touching, as he sought to enroll Grumpy Bear while seeking help in the form of little Tommy's father's bagpipe performance. Grumpy Bear, overwhelmed by emotions, made a clumsy attempt to escape, yet Funshine's encouraging call echoed in the air, punctuating the day with laughter, friendship, and the unexpected magic of childhood memories. Amidst the chaos of red, white, and blue lights flashing across the boot camp, Funshine Bear's furious voice rang out sharply, piercing through the laughter and camaraderie of the gathering. Grumpy Bear, notorious for his mischievous antics, stood frozen, his distinct blue fur contrasting sharply against the bright atmosphere as Funshine unleashed his frustration, declaring, "What is wrong with you? This is the 4th fire alarm you've pulled." Everyone around felt the weight of Funshine's displeasure, but it was a familiar tension they all knew too well. As Funshine continued his tirade, he could hardly believe the audacity of his friend. With a palpable sense of determination, he announced a surprising twist. Grumpy Bear was not just in trouble, but was about to face a new chapter in his whimsical life. With his phone in hand, Funshine revealed his connection to a renowned bagpiper, eyes sparkling with mischief. But first, he turned to the sergeant, inquiring about sightings of a particular Care Bear walking around with the kids. The sergeant, recognizing the opportunity, grinned, recalling a cheerful pink bear adorned with a rainbow belly badge, setting the stage for an unexpected alliance. Despite Grumpy Bear's attempts to slink away, Funshine's presence was too strong. He was unwavering in his mission. The weight of previous pranks hung heavily in the air. The fire alarm pulled during Wish Bear's class, the chaos at the grocery store, and even the disruption where Mr. Turkey worked. The atmosphere thickened as Funshine articulated his plan. Cheer Bear would be assigned to assist Grumpy Bear in embracing a different, more positive path. Cheer Bear, the pink embodiment of joy, entered the scene with a readiness to uplift, her rainbow badge shimmering with promise. With the sergeant's seal of approval, Funshine revealed the contact on his phone that would seal Grumpy Bear's fate. The phone call to little Tommy's father. Grumpy Bear's eyes widened as panic surged through him. He tried to flee, realizing it was too late. As Funshine pressed the call button, the enchanting sound of bagpipes filled the air, performing a dramatic rendition of "Scotland the Brave." The melodious swarm inched closer, encircling Grumpy Bear, who felt the walls of fate closing in. As the tune wrapped around them, the sergeant cheered at the unfolding spectacle, while Cheer Bear embodied optimism, assuring everyone she was ready to showcase her skills in spreading joy, countering Grumpy Bear's less joyful escapades. Funshine couldn't help but smile at the unfolding plot. He knew the transformation that was about to take place, believing wholeheartedly that joy would prevail as the bagpipes played on, harmonizing correction with cheer. In a vibrant classroom, the air buzzed with excitement as Grumpy Bear found himself under the care of Cheer Bear. Funshine Bear had just driven away in his eye-catching blue Dodge Charger, leaving the atmosphere charged with anticipation. The once chaotic school, reminiscent of a boot camp, shifted back into a state of peaceful chaos. Suddenly, laughter erupted as the teacher donned a sharp soldier's uniform, adding a whimsical twist to the day's events. This spontaneous mirth was infectious, causing the students to erupt into a chorus of giggles, creating a delightful chain reaction that lightened the mood and paved the way for the day's activities. The atmosphere transformed, and as laughter faded, the teacher's authoritative yet playful voice cut through the remnants of joy. "I have an exciting project for you all," he announced, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. The students leaned in, intrigued by what lay ahead. "We're going to work together just like Mr. Turkey did." His words ignited a wave of curiosity and ambition among the students. They gathered around, their enthusiasm palpable as they prepared to engage in an experiment that promised to blend education with pure joy, a recipe for success in the classroom. With a sense of purpose, the students marched to collect the large container filled with the minuscule beads, their spirits lifted by the chant the teacher had led a few days earlier. "Everywhere we go, people want to know who is Mr. Turkey." The joy was contagious. As the classroom lights dimmed, the teacher declared, "Let's start with all the colors, red, green, and blue together. The students watched in awe as the magnificent white light filled the room, a testament to their collective energy. "This is different," he admitted, "but it's for our magnificent project." Next, with a wave of excitement, he commanded, "Change to cyan." The room transformed into a realm of tranquility as the gentle fan sent the tiny beads afloat, each bead sparkling under the soothing cyan glow, evoking visions of serene sandstorms conjured from one student's dreams. The day unfolded, colored by laughter, teamwork, and the magic of discovery that only such a project could bring, an unforgettable blend of learning and joy for everyone involved. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a group of students returned to their quarters, exhausted yet exhilarated from a day devoted to a magnificent project. Their dusty shoes crunched against the gravel, while the echo of laughter still lingered in the air, a testament to their hard work, molding tiny beads of sand into something extraordinary. With each step, there was an anticipation that vibrated through the group, weaving stories of what awaited them after the day's exertions. Suddenly, the familiar cadence of the sergeant's voice broke the evening stillness, crackling through the intercom like a vibrant spark. As he announced that due to their collective efforts, Friday would be a day of rest, cheer erupted among the students like a fireworks display lighting up the night sky. The promise of fun rolled out smoothly, the excitement palpable in the air, as everyone began to exchange glances rich with eager hope and dreams cultivated throughout their rigorous training. Bright flashes of color greeted them as they entered their quarters, the walls alive with a dazzling array of lights that danced through the spectrum from red to magenta. Their house sergeant stood tall, a proud presence among them, wearing smiles that mirrored the joy radiating around. The announcement of a trip to the amusement park set the room ablaze with energy. Even the usually stern teacher, clad in sharp military uniform, shared in their delight, reminiscing about the last time he felt the thrill of a roller coaster, a childhood memory long buried beneath his years of service. As evening settled in, they marched into the mess hall, the atmosphere transformed by a soothing bluish-green light that cradled them in warmth and tranquility. It was a stark but welcome change from the usual red, white, and blue, a glowing acknowledgement of their hard work and the vibrant spirit of their community. Following the evening meal, the gentle aura of orangish-yellow light signaled that it was almost time to retreat to their quarters, wrapping them in an embrace of comfort. With taps beginning to play, the students settled into their bunks, the soft red light enveloping them like a familiar blanket. As dreams danced through their minds, they envisioned fog floating over roller coasters, illuminated by the magical colors of their day. Outside, a chorus of crickets serenaded the night, accompanied by the solitary croak of a frog, fabricating a backdrop of nature's lullaby that lulled them into a deep and peaceful slumber. The night before the big day unfolded quietly at the school boot camp, a tranquil realm cradled by the murmurs of nature. The solitary croak of a lone frog punctuated the silence, a backdrop to the students who, despite their surroundings, fell into a deep slumber. Among them was one student, the same one who had once shared insights about a cloud of tiny, minuscule beads, now drifting into a peculiar dreamscape, an amusement park where reality and fantasies intertwined, creating an unexpected adventure as vibrant as the sounds of the night. In his dream, he found himself soaring towards the sky on a colossal roller coaster, the ascent steep and daunting. As the coaster climbed, a mesmerizing cluster of tiny beads danced in the sunlight above the tracks, casting thick, bright white glows that entranced him. Just as he teetered atop the hill, preparing for the plunge, the beads began to sprinkle down like a vigorous sandstorm, merging his exhilarating ride with a playful, magical ambiance. But dreams fade into reality, and just as he awakened to the morning light peeping through the quarters, he was met with the jarring sounds of the intercom. The rhythmic clacking of a chain lift echoing throughout the halls stirred the students from their dreams and momentarily startled them. In the neighboring room, Grumpy Bear contemplated this morning's unexpected interruptions while Cheer Bear pondered her amusement park aspirations. Cheer Bear playfully urged Grumpy Bear not to instigate any pranks, revealing her affinity for joyful mischief. Yet within the confines of his mind, Grumpy Bear had discovered solace in a quirky video starring a turkey of a teacher. Bored of playful pranks like fire alarms, he conjured something splendidly different, Meanwhile, the park was alive with rumors of a once-forgotten roller coaster, a ride recently revitalized by an enthusiastic YouTuber known for his thrilling predictions. Intrigued, the students clamored to experience the thrill of that lonely coaster, disregarding their earlier apprehensions. As they boarded and ascended, the anticipation electrified the air. Gradually, their dream materialized. A brilliant cloud blossomed above them, and soon they found themselves hurtling down. The first drop jolted their senses like leaping from an airplane, a breathtaking rush of adrenaline. Twists and turns ensued, spiraling them deeper into the spirit of joy until the ride finally halted, leaving them in awe. To their amazement, the signature sprinkle returned to greet them as those tiny, minuscule beads rained down, bridging the dream and reality. And there was Grumpy Bear, standing on stage, his playful emblem of a rain cloud shimmering in the sunlight, forever entwining their adventure with memories both vivid and sweet. At the amusement park, a day filled with laughter and nostalgia awaited as the teacher, donning a sharp soldier's uniform, began to smile. His eyes shimmered with unshed tears, an emotional journey sparked by the playful chaos around him. Memories of his childhood, filled with carefree joy, flooded back like a wave crashing against the shore, reminding him of simpler days. After dedicating years to military service, he felt the weight of responsibility lift, if only for a moment, as he decided to embrace the thrill of the rides once more. He kicked off his adventure with the heart-pounding roller coaster, laughter echoing in his chest as he joined his students on the whimsical tracks. The sensation of wind whipping past him brought a sense of freedom he thought long lost. He even ventured on to the lonely roller coaster that his students rushed towards, a hesitant grin breaking his serious facade. The vibrant colors of the park danced in his eyes, drawing his attention to the giant Ferris wheel, its carousel spinning gracefully, and a towering drop tower that loomed at an impressive 230 feet, the newest marvel of the park. Then, like a scene pulled from a storybook, a miraculous surprise greeted him. A parade of beloved characters ignited the atmosphere. Sunshine Bear, the charismatic teacher Turkey, and the unforeseen Arapaho Indian, whose bond with the teacher was unbreakable. As enchanting bagpipe sounds filled the air, the march of little Tommy's father and the accompanying pipers drew smiles even from Sunshine Bear. The sudden proclamation echoed through the park, the excitement palpable as a student inquired if Grumpy Bear just thanked Funshine Bear for the bagpipes. An unexpected twist. As twilight descended, the park transformed into a radiant wonderland. The Ferris wheel lit up in a splendid kaleidoscope of colors, red, green, blue, and more, while Cheer Bear spun around in delight, surrounded by shimmering lights. The sergeant praised Funshine Bear, acknowledging the transformation in Grumpy Bear, who had crafted the enchanting minuscule bead cloud. Cheers erupted as Grumpy Bear shared his escapades, the day's adventures wrapping them in a warm embrace of joy and camaraderie, culminating in a grand fireworks show that filled the night sky with dazzling colors, radiating hope and happiness, resembling the very minuscule beads they held dear. As the night drew to a close at the amusement park, the sky became a canvas for vibrant bursts of color. The magnificent firework lit up the darkness, exploding into a large circle that encompassed the stars. With each detonation, it grew bigger, resembling tiny minuscule beads igniting with joy and brilliance. The spectacle captivated the students, their eyes wide with wonder, as they turned to the teacher dressed in a sharp soldier's uniform, seeking answers to their innocent questions. "Did Grumpy Bear make that? Are those real minuscule beads?" one student asked curiously. A soft laughter erupted from the teacher, who spun around delightfully, the night air full of their shared excitement. "Oh no, that's just an effect." They replied with a smile, their joy mirrored in the students' bright eyes. With each note of laughter echoing in the air, the magic of the night wrapped around them like a blanket, leading them gently back towards their quarters, ready to retire after an exhilarating adventure. As the students marched on, anticipation filled their hearts for the soft glow of red lights that awaited them. They knew the familiar sounds of the night would greet them, the soothing croak of a solitary frog entwined with the whispers of nature. That singular hiccup of sound wove a comforting melody against the backdrop of their memories. "Are y'all ready for more adventures to come?" the teacher inquired, eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. The students smiled. although they felt the pull of sleep beckoning them closer, their minds still bubbling with excitement from the day's events. Stepping off the van, they filed quietly back into their quarters, where soft red light cast gentle shadows on the walls. Instantly, they climbed into their bunks, the warmth of the day's fun embracing them like a cherished friend. Each little heart swelled with gratitude for the experiences shared, ready for the challenges that lay ahead. Outside, crickets chirped harmoniously with the night sounds, while Grumpy Bear and Funshine Bear exchanged stories about magnificent fireworks and projects of tiny beads. Together, they envisioned sharing their lessons with everyone back in Care-a-Lot, their spirits soaring higher than the fireworks that lit the skies earlier. With a heart full of excitement, Grumpy Bear could not have been happier. Each moment of joy, each whispered assurance from Cheer Bear propelled him forward, crafting dreams of possibility and wonder. Tomorrow was another day ripe for adventure, fueled by the encouragement of their beloved teacher. As the night continued, it cradled a promise of new beginnings, where laughter, challenges, and friendship awaited, bridging every experience with the simple yet profound magic of togetherness.